Okay, let's go live. And I was about to start talking about Hump Day and blur. No, it is. It's Wednesday, isn't it? Is it Wednesday? Fucking time does not mean anything. It is Wednesday. Yeah, I spent all day thinking it was Wednesday. And then just then I thought, wait, am I wrong? Is it Tuesday? But it's Wednesday. One of the reasons I suddenly doubted it was Wednesday is because the live stream that I always watch on Wednesdays wasn't on. And I don't know why. And then there's something went in my head because I was about to start talking about Hump Day. We're past halfway. We're sailing on. Woo, woo, woo. And then I was just, I'm going to sound like an idiot because it's only Tuesday. But it's Wednesday. It's ridiculous. Thanks, Fox. And Chris, hello to you as well. Time doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't. It's always been an abstract concept. It's always been consensual hallucination. It's a thing we collectively agreed to believe in, and it's not actually real. Just the last 6 months has really fucking highlighted that time isn't real. And that's my deep thought for the evening. Yep. I swear to God, when I occasionally think I've been working from home for 6 months, that's fucking weird. Because it doesn't feel like it. But like I haven't been in an office with other people for 6 months. And I was never a particularly social person. So I only ever hung out with my family anyway. So there's been precious little change to me in isolation and whatnot. And just because I have a fairly happy home life, I haven't had the tensions that a lot of people have had sort of trapped at home. But we continue on. Oh, Justin, there's an ACT election debate. Good Lord. Yes, an actual debate, unlike what we saw earlier today in the US. Gecko, good evening, or good morning for you, of course. Yeah, I tried to watch about, I think I lasted for about, it's hard to tell, was it 30 seconds or 15 minutes I lasted? It was wild. Catherine, hello. Is Melbourne going to open up anytime soon? 3 weeks? Things are probably going to be quite different. Probably going to be quite different in 3 weeks, but we'll see. Oh, Gecko, you watched The Exorcist. You were watching The Exorcist for the first time and you've paused to stop in. Nice, thank you. The Exorcist is actually a pretty good movie. It's a little while since I've seen it. It's pretty good. Chris, yeah, that debate would definitely have made you want to move to Canada. It was absolutely fucking nightmarish. It was terrible. Hello, Celtic King. I love you too. Gecko, I have more light tonight. I might have changed the settings on the camera. Well, it looks like it's on auto because it keeps changing when I move. And my huge forehead is... You see, the light changes if I do that. I do the whole thing like that, and my forehead will be less glary, less blown out. But the huge continental expanse that is my massive forehead just is reflecting a lot of light. Oh, yes, I saw your pictures of Knob Creek whiskey, Gecko. Nice. Oh, Abigail, you've watched the... director's cut of The Exorcist. That sounds good. It has a couple of bits that are still groundbreaking and capable of shock, I think. God, Chris, that's a really polite way of describing the debate, like watching a general berating a new soldier for an hour and a half. Yeah, Gecko, my hair is the longest it's been in literally decades, and I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just going to... Chris, you haven't seen The Exorcist in 10 years. I might have seen it more recently than that, but it's been a little while. Oh, nice. You finished off your moonshine. I've got something new. I've got a thing to taste test. It's a coconut rum. The rum is sourced from Trinidad and Tobago, but the whole flavouring and everything was done here in Melbourne. Imported for Too Much Fun Club in Brighton, which is actually just up the road from me. Listen to this description. This is what was on the website, and I just had to get it when I read this. See if you agree. This sounds worth getting. Elise Godwin, winner of our first national cocktail competition of all things tiki, land and sea, received the opportunity to work with Rum Diary Spiced to create her own small batch spiced rum. Quote, I wanted to create something different and fun, and I love coconuts, said Elise. So we set off to create an authentic, dry, light coconut rum. We've used activated charcoal to remove the colour from our aged rum, blended 3 different coconut macerations with cacao nibs and Australian native wattle seed to complement and lift the coconut profile. The final product, Cocos Nucifera, is wonderfully authentic toasted coconut rum like no other. It's been an amazing journey so far, and we're all very proud to present this special edition rum. Enjoy this with your favourite daiquiri. Maybe I'll make a daiquiri with this a bit later. 42% ABV, so kind of average for a rum. Gecko, the American presidential one, yes. Although apparently there's a state election in the Australian Capital Territory, and Justin was telling me they were televising a debate tonight as well. This is quote unquote wax that's more like plastic on here. Matthias, you once had a beer with wattle seed. Good to see people using local ingredients for cooking and brewing. Yes, Charlie, I saw that meme too. Old man yells at old man. Very, very appropriate. Celtic King, Aidsy said he is going to. He said he will be a bit delayed. So Aidsy, that means anywhere from 5 minutes to an hour. Who knows? I need a knife to break this fucking seal on this. Sounds like it's raining again outside. It's been quite the dreary day in Melbourne today. Rain on and off all day. Now, this has actually broken. No, that's fucking gone all over the shop. How am I going to do this? There's not an easy thing. They could have put a little fucking thing to help you peel it off, honestly. Probably going to end up injuring myself trying to get this open now. Where is the rum? Why is the rum gone? Oh, God, this is a bit fucking nightmarish, honestly. Why would you make your product so difficult to open? Celtic King, I believe the answer is no. Aidsy has not checked your Pornhub account. Sad to say. I'm gonna fucking cut myself. There's gonna be blood everywhere. I can just fucking see it now. Ugh. This is a disaster waiting to happen. I'm so fucking clumsy. Pointing the knife away from myself anyway. Sad to say, but on my way. Won't be back for many a day. Oh, Matthias, I don't think anyone human could last the whole thing. See, Gecko, Knob Creek was wax seal with the thing. Bloody Maker's Mark has one of these seals, but they have a little thing for you to pull to open it. These guys didn't do that, and this is fucking difficult. Jesus. Better be a good rum to go to all this trouble to get the fucker open. All right. Come on, you fucker. Honestly, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Come on. Ah, motherfucking shit. Fucking bamboo under the fingernails torture. Shit. Oh, I got the cork out now. Christ, that was literally painful. That's the thing. Yes, Gecko, I should have my real Aussie. That's not a knife, no. A giant Bowie knife. Abigail, there's a better way of doing that. I would be intrigued as to what you'd suggest. Celtic King VD's writing another letter. You can try. It's going to be weeks before I get to my mailbox, though. Probably 3 weeks. 3 weeks until I can go to my mailbox. Because it's more than 5 kilometers from home. Asshole. Okay, now. Even if this is a really good rum, I'm going to be a bit annoyed at these people. This fucking wax seal. Just gotta That's mostly it now. Now I just want to get the wax off the fucking top just for aesthetic reasons. It's not really much point to this, but 99% of the way there now. Ah, fuck it, honestly. Anyway. What does it smell like? Are we going to Brady Bunch tonight? I don't know. We might if people are in the mood. It's Wednesday. Seems like a Wednesday thing to do. Right. Doesn't really smell like rum. It does have a very light coconut smell. Let's have a taste. I'll make a daiquiri with this later. That's what they're recommending. Yeah, Chris, things are not going to go well for the USA with regards to COVID in the next couple of months. It's going to be mighty bad. Because you think it's going to end with a smash bottle? I'm okay. It does have a bit of a rum, but oh, whoa, that's good. Hello, Bobby on Facebook. Gecko, what's Oz1? Oz1 was the name we had for a big YouTube meetup quite a few years ago. Oh, okay, Charlie, I shall give you a platform to complain about the shitty day you had on Sunday. We'll do an angry bunch in a bit. Chris, getting your flu shots ASAP. Oh my God, she has to get things up the nose every week. Tests. Yeah, no, that's not great. The thumping as I drank it. Yeah, the pipes in this house. There's a couple bathrooms, and if you turn the shower on in one of them, the pipes start rattling. So yeah. Yeah, Matthias, it is. There's no point in rushing a vaccine because there's too high a risk. It won't work, and there could be some adverse side effects. I don't think anyone rational thinks there will be a widely available, effective, and safe vaccine available to the general population before the second half of next year. I do not try to predict the future anymore, but that's what rational voices say. Gecko, I need a water hammer tank. I don't know, dude. It's a rental place. I don't know. Because you'd be at a marathon watching. Oh God, what are you doing to yourself? Doing a marathon of Alex Jones videos. That will mess with your head, man. Yeah, that's true, Chris. Not fun getting the weekly tests, but you do at least know if you got the thing. Yeah, it's. I don't trust even reasonable people who are saying, "Oh, a vaccine will be ready." Not trust is probably the wrong word, but anyway, when people say, "Oh, we expect to be ready," it's like there's no evidence yet that there will be, and we've never managed to do it before. So there'll be a vaccine when there's a vaccine, unless there's never a vaccine, which is a really distinct possibility. So, yeah. That's I love Bobby on Facebook. I love that summary of the thing. Libs were happy, Trumpists were pissed, and leftists like you were just mildly amused at best. Whole thing was a fucking shit show. Yeah, the Alex Jones rants as an indie folk song video on YouTube is very funny. Bobby, you were an info warrior before you became an anarchist. Yeah. I just hope that most people who get into Alex Jones at some point realize he's lying to them, that he's actually exploiting them. He's actually a con man and a grifter. His whole whip things up is purely to sell people stuff. Safa, I think there will be extremely limited international travel to Australia allowed until there's a vaccine, yes. Or a treatment, a vaccine or a treatment. See, we might get a treatment that greatly reduces the effects of the virus and reduces the likelihood of complications and death. A treatment would be almost as good as a vaccine. So... Oh, yeah. No, and Gecko, the anti-vaxxers will be a problem. It means vulnerable people will always be vulnerable because of these fuckwits who won't take vaccines. People who can take the vaccine will be fine. Chris, every time Biden says he beat the socialist, he loses voters. Biden's a fucking terrible candidate. It's just that Trump's a fucking terrible human. You could not get a clearer illustration of the horrors of two-party politics than what's happening in the US at the moment. One of them is going to be in control, and they just suck, the pair of them. Oh no. The imbalance in the angry magnets are triggering your OCD. Oh dear. This is wild. The flavors in this rum. It's got a bit of bite, but it's definitely got that coconut and cacao flavor going on. Oh, sorry. You can actually read that. I didn't know my webcam was that high resolution. Yeah, 2020 is cancelled. Yeah. Chris, your desired outcome, Biden wins, Greens get 5%, and 2024 have at least 3 people in the debate. Yeah, you never know. Abigail, I need to spend some time in the Angry Dome. I'm intrigued. What's the Angry Dome? Have we decreed something to be the Angry Dome before? I worry sometimes I just forget things. I'm definitely going to make a daiquiri with this, I think, seeing they recommended it. Wow, the flavors in that are wild. Really good. The Angry Dome is a Futurama reference. Thank you. Oh, Gecko, you can barely read it due to human ability to make out vague shapes. Pattern recognition. Yeah, I am really liking the drink, Chris. It is a really interesting flavor. So I've got to stop buying rums. I think I now have 6 rums and 4 sort of rum derivatives of cousins of rums. I have a silly number of rums. I should use some of them up. And look up it is really good. It is really good. Going to look up daiquiri 32. No, that's just been mentioned there. Okay. 56, 70, 71. What do we got? And 71. Oh, come on. Where's the actual daiquiris? Those are just mentions of it. 101, 102. I think that's it. Okay. Here we go. Daiquiri variants. I've got to get one of these. Again. You can see 2020 cancelled. You can read flour on the bag, but not the word before it. Baker's flour. It's baker's flour. Bought a ridiculously large bag of it when Young Ms. Angry was baking a bit early in the lockdown, and we thought flour might be hard to get hold of. She stopped baking, and flour isn't hard to get hold of. So I've got a stupidly large bag of flour there. Bobby, you're part Aboriginal and Maori. So, yeah, you must really enjoy Trump then. And his fans. Like a stripper, any news on China? Still there. They're arguing with people still, I think. So Floridita is rum, lime juice, maraschino. Hemingway is rum, lime juice, grapefruit juice, and maraschino. Daisy de Santiago, rum, lime, yellow chartreuse. So classic daiquiri is just, it's white rum. It's not quite white, but I'm going to do it. Lime juice. Oh, and I squeezed some lime juice fresh today. And simple syrup. Maybe I should just do a real simple daiquiri like that. A Bukuman daiquiri. Rum, cognac, lime juice, cinnamon syrup, winter daiquiri. Rum, lime juice, vanilla, allspice. Ooh, I'd be tempted to put a bit of allspice in, actually. Trinidad Hook, overproof rum, lime juice, passion honey mixture. Nuclear daiquiri, overproof rum, lime juice, green chartreuse, Falern. I think I might make a classic daiquiri with just a splash of alls. No, actually, I need to make one with just that. See what it's like. Like if there was another racist attack on Asian people in Sunshine. I have not been paying that close attention to the news. I did miss that. It's not the thing. Yes, the baking was definitely a COVID fad. Young Ms. Angry went the whole way and actually did sourdough, had a sourdough starter. She was getting quite good at it, and then she just got bored with it. So now I've got all this fucking flour. And you haven't used your beer kit yet. Oh, well. Well, yeah, I started my cocktail channel on YouTube just when things were starting to get a bit real. And, oof. So that's been my COVID project, really. Is that a short that's a freezer. Freezer, fridge, other fridge. I should get one big energy efficient fridge rather than have these multiple ones. But I haven't bothered to. Oh, yeah, Gecko. And sorry, COVID hair. That's my other COVID project. I haven't had a haircut or a professional beard trim for months. Much longer than probably at least a month longer than I'd normally leave it. And sometimes I'm really slack about getting a haircut. Charlie, been a while since you fired up the deep fryer because you need to clean it. Got to have it ready for Christmas to make Ollie Bollen. Okay, that is a new one to me, Ollie Bollen. Because you need a haircut. Bobby, anti-Asian, anti-Semitic normalization in the West gets you down. But since Trump was elected, no amount of far-right bigotry. No, and that whole QAnon ridiculousness, the pro-Trump QAnon stuff, every aspect, you look at what they're saying, and it's just warmed over anti-Semitism. It's literal centuries-old anti-Semitic tropes. And most of them avoid saying the word Jew when they're saying who they're after, but they talk about globalists, the secret cabal, the shadowy elite that run everything. Basically, all the anti-Semitic tropes from centuries past. It's ridiculous. Chris, haircut places are open, you don't want to get sick. I think they might have just let haircut places open again here, but I couldn't get my beard trimmed because you're going to have to wear a mask. Oh, Charlie's a kind of Dutch donut. There you go. I learned something tonight. But I've been too lazy to color my hair. I was thinking, because I've actually got some purple color in the bathroom, because and I keep thinking I'll put the purple in, and I've just been really lazy and I haven't done it. Geez, I haven't colored hair this long in ages. Yeah, no, Gecko, a mask would be fine for a haircut, but I couldn't get a beard trim. Go full anime. Okay. I'm really quite looking forward to making a daiquiri with that rum. Just going to finish my blood orange juice first. Strong Bad, gotta have the blue hair. God, I used to watch Strong Bad email videos back in the day so much. That was early classic internet. Strong Bad. Bobby, it is a good point that most of the conspiracy theories are barely covered up anti-Semitic tropes. It is absolutely true. I've done the purple hair heaps of times in the past. I just haven't done it for a while. Charlie Miss Homestar Runner Gecko's got a Trogdor t-shirt. Nice. Yeah, I'm. It's really weird that I just haven't been bothered to do this. So, the hair color, when I say purple, I just mean most of the time it just makes my hair look dark. It's just if light shines through it, you see the purple because my natural highlights, aka the grey hair, really picks up the purple. Charlie, every Halloween you watch the Halloween Toon fan costumes. Nice. Bobby, you're kind of right about the selective outrage on pedophilia from the right. They certainly don't seem to be too upset at, for instance, the Catholic Church at the moment. But anyway, Gecko, does he do Halloween? To an extent, yes. We've had the last couple years in this neighborhood, probably, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 kids will come to the door and put up a thing saying, yeah, I'm cool with kids coming to the door, have some chocolates from the supermarket. Probably 30 or 40 kids, which really surprised me because I didn't think there were many kids in this neighborhood. Or fucking old people in this neighborhood. Yeah, that sums it up, Charlie. Some people are really into it and some people really hate it. You get some people will really aggressively say, no Halloween now, like fucking American, blah, 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 blah. And I just say, oh, fucking lighten up. Let people have a bit of fun. Yeah, like I said, there seems to be more kids getting into the going door to door in costume and trick or treating each year. Obviously, not this year. I don't see it happening this year. Yeah, definitely not. In fact, I don't see it happening this year. Bobby, Halloween 97 was when you got out of your hellish foster care in Riverside. It's an anniversary for you. But there's just this, probably can't even see it, there's this last little bit of this wax on there, and it's driving me crazy. Oh, so it's a good, yeah, okay, you love Halloween. It's a good anniversary. Nice. Gecko, you're saying Halloween in Texas is a disappointment. Oh, yeah. I had one Halloween in the US. It's in Los Angeles, I think. That was wild. Seeing just the amount of money that goes into Halloween in the US is absolutely wild. So I've been to the US at Halloween, and I've been to the US on the 4th of July and exploded lots of fireworks. Catherine, your stepmom's doing Halloween, does it regularly for 10 years, told about Halloween section at Savers. Nice. Shopping trip to Savers. Excellent. Yeah, Gecko, I was staying with Mr. Safety at Halloween. Charlie, your mate Fez throws the best Halloween parties. Highlight of the year. That does sound cool. Chris, if anyone shows up, you got a good defense for idiots on Halloween. Well, Hollywood, you're putting warning, COVID-19 quarantine in effect to do with biohazard. That will work. That should work anyway. Oh, Alex Tribute, is he saying there's a festival on St Kilda Beach? Oh, yeah, down around Luna Park, yeah. Won't be this year. Safa, when did Halloween start to become a thing in Australia? It's probably impossible to pinpoint. It's just been getting to be a bit more of a thing each year. Gecko, I think Halloween's big money spending and wait till Christmas. Yeah, that is big. Bobby, the amount of money you spend on anything. Well, yeah, the fireworks. So Halloween's the costumes and the candy. 4th of July is the fireworks. Thanksgiving's the food, the amount of money that's spent on food. And, of course, Christmas is fucking money spent on everything. Gecko, where is St Kilda Beach? If Australia was a clock, it's right at the bottom, so like 6 o'clock. The east coast of Australia, and then down the bottom is Melbourne, and then you sort of go around. I suppose, actually, if you put the thing right in the middle, St Kilda Beach is at 5 o'clock. Yeah, Adelaide's at 6 o'clock. Melbourne's at 5 o'clock. And Sydney's at 3 o'clock. Brisbane's at 2 o'clock. Yeah, but when I say beach, by the way, Gecko, it's in a bay. It's not a open ocean beach, so there's not really waves there because it's in a really big bay. Melbourne is built on a bay, and so there's no surf. You have to actually drive quite a long way to get to surf beaches because we're built on a really large bay. Like surf beaches are much closer to Sydney's much closer to surf beaches than Melbourne is. Gecko, is it weird to make Australia into a clock? No, it's a good way to visualize it. Yeah. So yeah, if we put the middle of the clock in the middle of the country, yes. Abigail, Darwin's at 12 o'clock, circa 1950, yes. And Brisbane's at 2 o'clock, Sydney's at 3 o'clock, Melbourne's at 5 o'clock, Adelaide's at 6 o'clock, and Perth's at 9 o'clock. That's very rough. No, it's not cliffs, Gecko. It's very flat. It's a beach. It's sand beach, then salt water, um, but there's just no surf. There'd be some bits where there's cliffs, I guess, but around Melbourne, it's just very flat sand beach. Yes, if we stuck the middle of the clock in Uluru, then those numbers would make sense. So everything. So Bobby, you regret having once thought Robert A. Heinlein was brilliant sci-fi writer and political thinker. He's just a fascist. So many of the golden age sci-fi writers were extremely right-wing, very right-wing. Still, that doesn't mean he's not a good writer. But yes, his political thinking's not that deep. Where's the big mountain? We have a mountain range that we call the Great Dividing Range. It starts west. Well, it's west of Sydney, and it goes up most of the east coast of Australia. So if you go up north from Melbourne to northern Victoria, you get to the high country where it snows and whatnot, and then that mountain range continues all the way up through New South Wales up into Queensland. The Great Dividing Range. And the highest mountain in Australia, which is not all that high, is Mount Kosciuszko. Catherine, you reckon if people live long enough, you always find out they're jerks? Probably. The rock that's in movies is probably Uluru, what the settlers called Ayers Rock. And that's that's in the middle. Uluru's like in the middle. And it's so evocative because it's just flat fucking desert all around it. And there's this huge fuck off red rock coming out. It's a rather impressive natural feature. So the rock that's always in the movies is Uluru. And it's very notable because it's just this absolutely flat desert terrain with this huge fucking rock there. It's pretty impressive. Alrighty. Bobby, it's wild as an Aspie. How many of your fellow Californians fall for Autism Speaks? But Autism Speaks got a big platform, and every autistic person I know, everyone on the spectrum, fucking hates that group because they treat being on the spectrum like some fucking horrific affliction, which is a really fucked up way to look at it. Similar type thing in America. I know, Gecko, a lot of that desert around like Arizona, Nevada, Wyoming, there are some absolutely wild rock formations around there. Oh, Devil's Tower. That's the one from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Locust Trooper. How funny was you saying Pauline Hanson was pissed off when the public were no longer allowed to climb Uluru? How funny was it she was going to defiantly do it while it was still allowed, and she's too old and fucked up because it's difficult and dangerous and people die doing it. And it's also just hugely disrespectful. People should be allowed to go, let me climb St. Paul's Cathedral in London because I bet the view up there is fucking great. And until I can climb St. Paul's Cathedral, you can fuck off with your bullshit about you should be able to climb Uluru. Just fuck off. That's fair, Charlie. Autism Speaks is a terrorist organization. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Gecko. Bobby is on Facebook. He's the sole commenter on Facebook. So, yes, people watching on YouTube won't see his comments. Yes. For a second, I thought you're saying, where did the autism comment come from? Was that FBI? I saw FBI. Look, God, you're worried the FBI are infiltrating the chat? It could happen. Charlie. Yeah, no, everyone on the spectrum I know who knows about Autism Speaks fucking hates them. That's all I need to know. All right. You're heading off, Chris? Thanks for dropping by, man. Catch you another time. Right. How do they say to prepare a daiquiri? Shake. Okay. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. And simple syrup. Okay. Easy peasy. Gecko's fortunate can't climb Devil's Tower. Plenty of natural monuments you're not allowed to climb because people fall and die. Yeah, that happens. Oh no, Ludo's barking at the toy shelf. There's the most enthusiastic toy chewing pupper is Ludo. It's fantastic. Right, I'm going to make a daiquiri with my new rum and see what it is like. I just have to get a shaker with some ice. Get my shaker. Get some ice. Ice, baby. Right, so some ice. Oh, I might put this in my tiki mug too. The big block of ice. Tiki. Ice. Strainer. Right, okay. Big thing of ice. Big thing of ice. It's a little lime juice I squeezed today. And my sugar syrup. We all good. We all good. All right, that's everything I need. Oh, my jigger. Where my jigger's at? Over here. Insert. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do something else as well. Look, Shrippy, I could pull a Hanson at the start of the year. No, I did not call her. No. But yes, America does indeed look fucked after that election. Chose the Tonka ball. Nice. Call Pauline Hanson, ask if the carpets match the drapes. Yikes. Right, so, okay, 2 ounces of my special new rum. It's a limited edition too. I have bottle number 1,841 out of 2,500. So, okay, so that lime juice. Squeezed fresh. Oh, speaking of squeezed fresh today, it's AIDSy.
I was squeezed fresh today.
Yes.
And unfortunately, you wouldn't have liked what came out.
Oh, no.
Juice.
No.
It wasn't orange juice. It was guava.
It was guava.
And if anyone likes guava, there's some kind of screaming homosexual.
Right. Fair enough.
Do you like guava, Angry?
No, I do not. Well, not particularly, anyway.
You do like guava, don't you, Angry? You're a guava fan.
No, of all the juices and fruits I have, there is no guava.
You're as guava as a row of tents.
As guava as a row of tents. Boy Scout Jamboree.
You're more guava than a tree full of fish.
Yeah. Right. I'm just making a daiquiri.
Guava goods.
Because I got a special new rum delivered today. Coconut rum.
I see.
And so I'm making a daiquiri. So
coconut or anything. You know, the island is imagine if you were me living on a fucking South Pacific island and they go, oh, it's coconut for everything. And I'd go, I don't like coconut. And they'd go, well, you're not going to fit in here very well because we make coconuts into everything and we make coconuts out of it unless you can live on pig alone. Which I probably could actually, thinking of it. I'm that ingenious. I can turn most whole goods into shelters. If you stitch enough sausages together, mate, you've got a tent.
Yeah. Well, that is, pigs are the most useful animals in the world. Humans make literally dozens of things out of pig. It's actually quite freaky how many things are made from pigs. It's not just food, with the teeth and the bones and the hair, and humans have made everything out of pigs over the years. It's really quite weird.
And kangaroos. Kangaroos are the only other animal which you use most of. Did you know that? Pigs and kangaroos are the ones. Do you know what happens to the feathers of the chickens that they use? How's your cocktail?
Good, but tell me about chicken feathers.
Okay, right. You'd expect the feathers to go to something like doona factories or something, yeah?
Yeah.
No, they grind them up and put them back into the chicken feed.
Right. Also, the dead chickens. Chickens that died in the battery farm. I was going to leave that part out, but you ruined it, and now we're demonetized. Thanks, motherfucker. Screaming coconut lover, guava lover. Yeah, I can remember the callbacks I made. I was good at callbacks. Yeah,
I still am.
Gecko was wondering
a guava coconut combo.
Yeah.
See?
A guava nut.
Why I'm doing that? I'm trying to protect myself from your guava coconut combo of weirdness, buddy. Seen your type around church before.
Yeah.
Fucking
Gecko was wondering if you actually meant guano. So no. His thing. Sorry, what is monetization? How did that come out? I was literally in the first group of people in Australia to get monetized, and I switched it off a couple of years ago when they started to get into all the censoring and bullshit, and I just went, fuck off. I can't deal with that. I don't want anything to do with it, and I just switched it off so I didn't have to worry about it. But
however, doesn't matter.
This does not taste like. Okay, I put too much lime in it. Although it tastes like lime, which I guess is what daiquiris taste like anyway.
I suppose it is, isn't it?
Yeah. What's another really simple? Yeah. What's another really simple rum drink? I have to think about it. Because it's weird because I had a taste test and this is really wild. Like it's really quite interesting. You can definitely taste the coconut and cacao nibs. It's infused with coconut and cacao nibs. You can definitely taste the chocolate and the coconut in it. They've imported some rums from Trinidad and Tobago and then had fun and games with them here in Melbourne and done a bunch of infusions.
Well, I can imagine. Imported rums from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Can't even call itself one place, can it? One country, two names. We all saw what happened to Albury Wodonga, didn't we?
Yeah. Apparently I'm slurring. Gecko thought I said I can taste the cow nips, which, yeah, there's cow nips to be tasted as well, I guess. Yeah.
Come over here, Daisy. I think you know it's coming, Daisy. Don't poo in my head.
Taka's asking, is a daiquiri a hipster drink? No, it's a classic. It's not a hipster drink at all. It's one of the most simple. You could turn it into a hipster drink. You could start going on with, and this is this is step one to turning it into a hipster drink. Having a
Special
dark
rums.
a dark rum that's been filtered with activated charcoal to take all the color out of it, and then infused with, like, literally, I had to get. I might have read this when you were here, but when I read this description on the website, I had to get it. It's like this person wanted to order. We used activated charcoal to remove the color from our aged rum, blended 3 different coconut macerations with cacao nibs and Australian native wattle seed to complement and lift the coconut profile. And it's really fucking good.
The barrels were lashed upon an oldie-worldy sailing ship clipper that was run 3 times circumnavigating the world. Stormy seas tossed the barrels about as they infused more the oaken flavour of the kegs. 4 of them split open, leaving 6 behind. One of them has been bottled into this fine brew that you're drinking today.
Yeah.
That's a hipster drink.
Gecko's asking about our T-shirts. I'm actually wearing a Sailor Moon T-shirt. And Aiden's got a Marvel
old Marvel T-shirt, but I'm not wearing any pants, so I'm not going to stand up too much.
That's all right.
You're not going to see anything. I can't stand up that high, and I can't jump.
Yeah.
So
whatever. That's what I might do.
This is a hipster thing. It's not, though, anymore. Too many people are doing it because they've gone, hang on, it's really cheap. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And cigarettes are really expensive. Oh, you're not allowed to smoke anywhere anyway. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. All the people in my flats are starting to go, how do you get that? And I go, well, you go over here and you do that. And you, well, how do you get the nicotine? Well, well, it sounds like a hassle. It's not. You're just going to one shop.
Yeah.
And it's really cheap. And I had to restock the other day. And it cost me $300. And I'm going, Jesus Christ. $300. Because when I went to hospital, they threw out all my juices.
Oh, yes.
Bastards about $250 worth. Motherfuckers. And they were going to throw out about $350 worth of machines. And I went, no. And they said, well, we can't give them back to you because we don't know which ones have got the marijuana in them. And I say marijuana. It's the CBD. It's the
CBD oil.
It's the non-high painkiller one.
But he's meant to relax you.
And they said, oh, we can't give it back to you. And I went, well, why don't you tip the juices out of the machines and give the machines back, and then we'll be fine. And they went, oh, yeah, we can do that. And they did that, and they threw all the fucking good juices away. They didn't actually have any fucking marijuana juice in the bottles, and they left all the fucking machines full of juice.
Ah, okay.
It's like the thing you were worried about, you gave back to me. And the thing that was harmless and expensive, you threw away. So I went in and restocked everything and got another machine. And I said, right, hit me up. I said, $300. And I'm going, oh, stabbed in the heart. And then I thought, in 3 weeks, I'll be in profit.
Yeah.
That's not bad. And I won't have to restock again for another 3 months.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Oh, there you go.
That's actually okay. And the price of nicotine is coming down. So actually it's a lot cheaper than I complain about. So everyone's doing this now because it's cheaper and it's more healthy for you. And it doesn't have guava in it. Looking at you, angry. Guava.
Guava is the word
doesn't
of the
have
night.
coconut in it either. Guava, coconut cross. Hey, when you go into a church, do the crucifixes spin around and catch on fire?
No, the big thing was the roof falling in.
Yeah.
That was the thing we used to say, I can't go to church, the roof would fall in. But you
I
know,
was watching a fundamentalist website for my
yes,
own amusement, and the Pope hosted a bunch of Jews and Muslims in
yes,
a small Italian town where the
yeah,
Jews and Muslims and Catholics lived in harmony. And the
yeah,
Pope went there and invited everyone for a big picnic. And
yeah,
they went into the church and they said, today the Catholic Church is a synagogue and a mosque and a church.
yeah,
And my brother Imam and my brother Rabbi are going to sing the praises of God together. And they did. And everyone was dancing and singing and having a good time.
yeah,
And they all ate. And the Catholics, out of deference to their brothers, had a joke about there's no pork anywhere. And we were halal about everything. And we were kosher
yeah,
about everything. In
yeah,
fact, that's the kosher and that's the halal. And the guys in the town said, I'm the small goods. Sorry, one of the Jews and one of the Muslims own a small goods place, and they say, we own the small goods place, don't you?
yeah.
That's not really a thing. You do know that, don't you? Anyway, so everyone's having a good time, and then the fucking roof fell in on the church, right? And while they're having the picnic, it's like crashed and it came. There was no one in there. They're going, oh, and everyone's going, that's a sign. And the Pope's going, yeah, that's a sign. Oh, that's a sign. And the Pope's going, I'm feeling in a good mood. I'll throw in some cash to get it fixed.
It's a sign you hired some poor masons.
The fundies fucking went nuts. This is what happens when you let the evil fucking pagans into a house of worship and run by the evil death cookie eaters. I only got Death Cookie from the Chick Tract comic book.
Oh, Jack Chick Tracts were so good. They were the best.
Just so good. Look up Chick Tracts on the web. You can find all of them. They're all there.
They're so good.
And they're so good. You can go, yeah, this is why I'm going to hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm also a goblin and a witch. Did you?
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you know what else is almost as good as Jack Chick Tracts? Fundamentalist Christian Archie comics. Did you ever see any of them? Because they were made like in the 70s. Oh my God, they were funny. They were so good. They're as fundamentalist Christian Archie comics are as good as Jack Chick Tracts. They're that
Were
good.
They actually Archie and the gang and Judge?
Yeah. They were licensed Archie comics preaching fundamentalist Christian doctrine.
Did okay? How did that deal go through? I mean, I've clearly some money changed hands.
Money. It's money.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking about.
We give you $15 million. Will you fucking trash your brand? Fuck yes.
Sorry, I'm just going to clarify for the chat, Abigail. It's tract. 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 As in a body of writing. And the guy who put them out was named Jack Chick, which spelled exactly how you would expect it to be spelled. And if you look up Jack Chick, you will find digital versions of these tracts, and they are just the best. They are.
You can also find them under sillyfundies.net, I think. And you've got a whole section of Chick Tracts, and they flip, like you can read them like the comic books. You touch it and they flip.
The format of them was really interesting. They were kind of like, here's an envelope. They were kind of that shape, a bit smaller than an envelope.
So you got that envelope there, and each envelope had 2 panels. Yeah,
and it's like turn the page, but they were this sort of format.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 panels, but each page was its own bit of a story. Each 2 panels, and then you open these up, and toward the end, it showed you how to repent and you were going to be fine. You know, I accidentally had to kill and maim and slaughter all these people, but now that I'm saved, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'll do a share screen and show you some of them. This is just a Google image search for chick tracts. This is what
they are.
You see that picture of someone holding them. That was the format they were in. But like some of the individual ones, like that's a guy who's died and seen how bad his life was and he's going to go to hell. This one looks good. What's this one? What do big shots in the scientific world think about demons? And there's a very ethnic-looking doctor saying there's no such thing. Well said, doctor. That one looks like Hillary Clinton. People like that should put away. And that one looks like a Jewish person from the Protocols of the Elders of Zion. Demons, are you mad? And remember, all these experts are also stuck with Adam's wicked heart. They're on their way hell too, and they don't want to admit it. So, great stuff like that. Ooh, witchcraft. Which spell did you cast, Debbie? I used the mind bondage spell on my father. He was trying to stop me from playing D&D. Nice.
That's right. There was the big fucking D&D thing.
Yeah,
that
satanic panic.
D&D was the worst thing in the world.
Welcome to the abyss.
They are. Yeah.
This is one of the famous ones.
Not so much.
This is your life.
Look up the death cookie. That was the one that they used to hand out to Catholic school kids on the way home.
Oh yeah, because the actual Eucharist was the death cookie. Yes,
the death cookie.
It was really hard to work out. It was hard to work out who Scott Jack Trick was on because he condemned everyone.
Everyone.
Who's fucking side are you on?
Right. So basically, he was against Johos and he was definitely against Catholics.
No, I hated Catholics.
What these guys would do is that they would wait until we left school and they would say, hey, free comic book, and hand them out. And some of the older kids would go, fuck yes, and give me a few. And they'd be like, yeah, sure. They're going to get the word. And next day they'd be there and the priests would be waiting at the gates as well. And there'd be words. I only ever saw one priest get in a punch up. I knew that they got in a few, but amongst each other. Okay, what the hell am I saying? So I saw this one priest get in a punch up with this guy handing out chick tracts, and he said, "You're not allowed to do that here. This is why I can do whatever I want." So he fucking thumped him, decked him. It was like, "Do you want to have another go?" And so kids are coming around and going, yeah, go father.
Yeah, punch on, father, punch on.
Yeah, fucking.
Because your average Catholic priest didn't know how to punch on. Because they do boxing classes at the Police Boys Club.
Fucking oath. They know how to, when they hit you, you stay fucking hit.
Yeah.
But I did hear of a few punch-ons within the priest house, the residence,
right?
Because when they used to catch a ped before handing him up the chain of command, a few of the priests would get together and kick the fuck out of him because they were very unamused. The vast majority of priests are not peds. The vast majority of priests have to deal with being called peds by the vast majority of people because of the priests who are fucking peds and who are fucking shitty about it, and the system which fucking just hands them on. And
like if you're George Pell, you don't rough up the ped. You actively protect them.
Exactly. They get actively protected, and so you got these fucking Jesuits, the fucking shock troops of Jesus down at the bottom, but have actually faced people who've been either abused or their kids have been abused or their parents were abused, and so they get taken to shit every day. and then they find out one of their number has let them down rather badly, and so they fucking pay them a visit, usually after matins. And yeah, I seen one priest come into school one day and he was fucking not very well. He was bruised and cut, and he had fucking, you see those mangas with, fucking pads and bruises, like
cartoon
swelling.
Shriners,
They
yeah.
had fucking worked him right over.
Yeah.
And he was there for like another day and gone, just fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they disappeared into the cops or they disappeared into the top of the chain of command. But I know that in my school they were the priests themselves were calling the cops, and they were reprimanded a couple of times for doing it. But they were actively just calling the cops and saying, "This guy's paid, fucking charge the bastard." And they were strangely progressive in some ways and strangely not in others.
They were a conflicted bunch. They were a mass of contradictions, yes.
Oh,
because
yeah.
Were in a lot of key areas very progressive, and in others incredibly backward. It was quite a mystery.
Okay, so one of the things that I've always admired about them, and is one of the things I don't like about them, is that they're anti-abortion, right? Which is dumb. It's not up to you, buddy. You don't get to decide. Yeah. However, at the other end, when there's an execution to be had, they're there too. And you don't see your fucking flag waving fundies at the other end when they're about to fucking shoot someone or hang them, going, no, don't do that. Life is sacred. Because apparently it's only sacred at one end and it's not sacred at the other end. But at least I have enough respect for the Catholics to go, at least they bat for no, keep them locked up, sure, keep them locked up for life, but don't fucking execute them, because life is actually sacred. You're not actually supposed to fucking kill people. It's one of the, so if you read these 10 rules I've got here, I have the page marked. It's early on. You don't have to read very far to find it. It says, there you go, thou shalt not kill. Kill meaning take the life off of.
Yes.
And basically it's the same rule that these fundies use for abortion, and they're just nowhere to be found at executions, and that has always stunned me. It's like, where the fuck have you been? Where were you when, Jack the Mortar Ripper fucking was getting executed? Was his life not sacred? Was it? Was he not worthy of the same fucking God's love that is apparently, if you repent, given to everyone? So I've always respected him for that. I have always had a problem with the fact that the Anglicans came out a while ago and said, Jesus, there's a lot of gays in our church. There's a lot of gays in our church.
Yes.
And, we better address that, because this is getting stupid. We're losing memberships, and women are fucking doing all the work and getting shat on, and this is dumb. So they turned around and said, we're going to ordain women, and we're going to fucking let the gay thing go, because it's, come on, it's the 21st century. And they really stole a march on the Catholics there. The Catholics really could have fucking taken that on board, but there were too many power structures involved. Yeah. And they really could have fucking staunched the bleeding if they'd have done that, because the Anglicans did that in the 90s, like flipped it all around and went rainbow crazy. And so many ex-Catholics are going over to the Anglicans where they're welcomes.
Yeah, but the Anglicans, they're in constant danger of splitting apart, because it might have happened a while ago, but the conservative wing of the Church of England still aggressively is trying to get it flipped back and still threaten to split the church. There's constant war going on. So I just wanted to mention in the chat, Lura Jane on Facebook saying, "Hi, friendly little American," popping in to say, then in all caps, "I'm not sure why people are surprised that he's a crazy, uneducated, racist, white supremacist, xenophobic, misogynist baboon, but, you know, that's what he is." I'm not actually sure who she's talking about. But
I am educated. I am educated.
And also, hi to John.
Hey, John.
Are we going to do Angry Bunch? Should we have other people in the chat is the question.
Well, I don't know. I don't like them.
They're lower class.
I don't like what they say. I reckon we should have Angry Bunch, but I reckon we should all be really careful not to talk over the top of one another.
Oh, good luck.
I reckon maximum of 3 animal showings.
3 what?
Unless your animal's doing something really fucking cute. And then,
right.
Fair enough. Maximum 3 animal showings, unless your animal's doing something amazingly cute. And then fair enough.
You're also talking about
kinds that tends to derail what's going on.
Yeah.
But Angry Bunch it up.
All right, I'll just post the link. I will just post the link for anyone who's interested. It's there. We're all talking about what languages they can speak as well. French and German. And Charlie's saying Omar wanted to learn Bahasa Indonesian.
Bahasa. Terima kasih, motherfucker.
Charlie has a story to tell us about a shitty Sunday, apparently. And as soon as she said that, I go, "Oh, I love it." No, if you want to go off, if you want to vent, you want to go off, that's what we're all about.
If you want to tell us about a shitty Sunday, mate,
fucking go off. Go right off. Yeah, sorry, that just made me think. Some women who don't like the concept of dude being declared to be a non-gender specific, to which they want to say, "Oh, do you fuck dudes?" And it's like, well, you know, it depends who you ask. There's Lee.
Yes.
Fox.
Hello. Lee, Fox.
The Rubber Bandit song.
Yeah, we're good.
Pretty good.
That just as this weird thing where they've got this Gabriel Byrne ventriloquist puppet, and they start singing this song, and he's saying some deep things about, you might have some trouble, you might have some questions, I've got some answers for you, and then it starts with this rollicking tune like da 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 da, and then the song is, if you wanna fuck a fella, go ahead and fuck a fella, there's a million fucking fellas you could choose, and it just goes on for 3 minutes of why you should go out and fuck a fella, and it just is the best. It's so funny. But anyway, so whenever anyone brings up that dude thing and do you fuck dudes, I just hear this Rubber Bandit song going, if you want to fuck a fella, go ahead. Anyway, and Gecko's joining us too. Gecko, how's it going, dude?
It's going all right. How's everybody?
Gecko.
Good.
It's good to see you. Gecko, I have not seen you physically for about 10 years. And I've got to say, you're holding up pretty fucking well.
What's that you're showing us?
Potato chips and
I've got some prints. I think I mentioned I got a printer.
Yeah.
So I've got this great paper.
Oh,
yeah, wow.
Your large format printer. That looks nice.
That is epic.
That looks nice.
That could make my dick look really good. That's got really amazing resolution too.
That is good.
Considering we're on a shitty fucking internet camera.
That camera's only
really
720, so it really doesn't pick up fine detail.
But I mean, someone changing in their bedroom.
Dude, it looks nice. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Really glossy. That's really glossy.
I got some gloss paper, and I got matte paper. It's really fucking expensive too.
Yes,
I'm not surprised.
I bet
this is like their test print.
That's your test print. Dude, that looks really cool.
Have you got any nudes? There's
I
a
could.
nude.
I could.
Wow.
That's
Amazing.
cool.
Did you take that yourself?
I did.
Oh, really? That's really
That's
nice.
awesome. How the fuck? However, anyone gets lightning, I never know.
Well,
Is
you
it
gotta
just
have a
luck? Is it
camera.
just fucking- Yeah.
Ooh, that's one. Long exposure is the answer, Aidsy.
Yeah, I took 30-second exposures just continuously. Every time the camera was done, I just hit it again. 30 seconds.
Pretty handy.
Yeah, right. And so you just
Neat.
point into the fucking storm, wait, be patient, 30
Yeah,
seconds. That's
and you'll
nice.
eventually get one. That's a nice arty one too.
Yeah, I actually got like 3 or 4 dozen pictures like that because the storm went on for probably 4 hours.
Ooh, that's
awesome.
too. I like that. Some suns. Ooh, wow. This is great.
You could sell that to a Christian site, piece of piss, Gecko, piece of piss. Sell it to a Christian site, and I'll put some God shit on it. Go and
Yeah,
fucking
put
let
some
the
God
light
quotes on there.
shine.
And I
I'll
just
pay
printed
fucking
this one
hundreds
out
of bucks.
tonight.
Ooh, another shiny one. Nice.
I noticed
my,
that you blurred the
car.
number plates out so that we can't stalk you.
Yes.
Nicely done.
Yeah, that's a shrewd decision right there.
Well, the plate was LVL790 if you really want to.
You're just lucky we're too far away to stalk you effectively.
I'm not too far
Yeah,
away.
kind of
Gecko.
not allowed to
I'm
travel.
not too far away, Gecko. Where there's a will, there's a way, Gecko.
True.
There's a way, mate. Yeah. I can convince air hostesses to let me on planes. The love of my life is sitting in LVL 797,
Yeah.
and I need to be there. And
It
it's
is
like
really
a
The
movie.
funny thing is, now these papers, I was 11 by 17 and 13 by 19, and those are in inches, by the way.
Yes, I thought so. I didn't want to say anything, but whatever.
My printer will take up to 44 inches wide, which is,
I know someone like that.
Yeah.
you know, it's big.
That's fucking huge.
And as long as you want, because it comes off a roll and it cuts it automatically.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. So can you do like CAD drawings and stuff like that?
I can. Yes. You see those large prints that everybody always has at construction sites. They're,
Yeah.
A0, I think, is
Yeah.
the paper size usually, or Arch A.
Yeah, A0. Yeah.
But those are usually printed on lower quality printers. Actually,
They're a line scrolling printer, but you can basically get
the pen plotters are, obsolete, but ridiculously expensive even today.
Well, what they tend to do now for the CADs is they tend to do laser printing because you're right, it's cheaper, and you get the same quality. And what they found with construction plans, the scale is everything. And you, when you go in to modify a plan, you get all these old tradesmen who freak out when you zoom in and zoom out of an image, and they go, "Oh, you've changed the scale." They go, "No."
Most of your on-site construction plans are not going to be to scale, and for sheets of paper that large, I don't actually think they make laser printers that big.
Yeah, you could be right.
Okay.
Inkjet is pretty much universal, and there's no reason you can't make inkjet print to scale if you wanted to.
That's a bit different here. They do make the laser jets that big, and they make them that big specifically so that they can be to scale exactly, because what they do is they by law say that you have to take your measurements off the piece of paper in front of you, and you take your measurements off the piece of paper, not what Tony the bricklayer said, and not what Gino the builder said. It's off the piece of paper in front of you that's been ticked off by the inspectors and by the architect and by the building code people and by everyone. And so all of those lines have to correspond to a real world value, 1 to 25, 1 to 25,000, whatever. And they have to go millimeter for millimeter.
They definitely don't make these numbers up. Some of them I've seen, they've got these special things. They look like thermometers that you stick in people's ear or whatever. It's got a little wheel on the bottom, and a number, and you roll it along the paper, and it tells you exactly how far you've rolled it.
Yeah,
and you just plug in the scale, the measurement.
Hey, Johnny,
or you can roll it a distance and tell it that's how far you've moved it, and it'll auto scale for you.
So I just want to check that the connection's working for Johnny. I think it is. Are you there, Johnny?
Yeah. My mic wasn't working. I switched over to another one.
All right.
If you really want to do it,
Johnny.
Sorry, if you really want to do it old school, take like a string and you lay it out, and you can turn it and then straighten it out and measure it. And that's how long the path is.
Well, we used to measure drainage pipe that way, because what you do is you put drainage into a house in two sections. You put it, the first section goes in underneath the slab. Okay, so what happens is you get prefabricated pieces of house drainage that you've built at home that come off the plan, hence the plan again, and you put them in the ground before the steel fixers come in and put the steel around them, and you anchor them quite firmly, and then you measure that with tape, bendy tape, and then you write all that down, and then you punch that through the footings of the building. Then they pour the concrete in, and then you put the drain that comes from the building around the outside and down into the street where it ties into the main, and then the stormwater that comes from and down into the outside and ties into the main. And you measure with the string and the bendy tape exactly how much, because you get paid per meter of drainage that you do, and you don't give yourself extra, and you don't go under, obviously, but you never give yourself extra, because the builder might go through and measure themselves, and if you've ripped them off by about 10-20 meters, they're going to get very upset and very litigious. So the old school of the string still happens every day when they're measuring out drainage, and they did, and they are perfecting a thing, and it's a bit fucked up, where they drop this little drone, and the drone has got a little helicopter on it, but it's also got Lego Technics wheels, and you drop it down the top of the drain, and it's got this little red laser light on it, and you see it go down. It's like beep, 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 and goes, like in
how does it go?
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the movie that was the latest Aliens movie. Aliens,
right. It's like
where the thing flew around and scanned everything.
And scans everything, and then it comes back and puts on your laptop the fucking drain as it's measured it, and it's measured it perfectly, except you see gaps. And what also is hilarious is where you see some of the less cultured of the tradies have already shat down the unfinished drains, and it'll measure the turds.
That's better that than concrete from an angry plumber.
We asked you
Yeah.
not to do
Not
that,
do that.
and you've done that.
Yeah.
And
I think
we'd like you to remove that.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to quickly say hi to Stella and Annette who joined the chat. And Stella's
Stella and
planning to
Annette.
murder her boss.
Hello.
You know what you reminded me of pooing when you're not meant to? You remember the old country trains, AIDSy, that didn't actually have any septic tank? The toilets were actually just a hole in the bottom of the train.
Yep.
Do you think that's
Oh,
actually
man.
changed?
Yeah, and there was a sign saying "Don't use the toilet while the train's sitting in a station," and
Yes.
and I actually did once. I laid a big number 2 while the train was sitting at Dubbo Station, and then the train pulled away, and then there's this sort of massive turd sitting on the tracks.
But you came back later and saw it.
You
Oh well, I
naughty
was going
boy.
on the train. I knew the train wasn't leaving for half an hour, and I really had to go, so I just ran on the train and dumped one, and then came off. And then the train went away, and this big poo sitting on the tracks, and I went, "Oh, that's why they say don't use it in the station." Okay, cool.
I've been on a train plenty of times, and I've, hit the thing to flush, and you can look down and see the ground going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the more modern trains here have septic systems, but the ones I grew up with, it was just your whole. And it was fascinating when the train's at full speed and you can see it under there. You think, man, my poo's just going to explode when it hits that. Charlie,
And they do.
having technical
I
trouble,
was,
but is joining us now. Hi, Charlie.
Hello.
Hi, Charlie. How you doing?
I'm not sure she can hear us.
Talking about exploding turds.
Yeah.
We can
Just
see
another-
you.
What if I
Normal
walked
stream.
Waiting
into?
at you, baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exploding poos on country train lines.
Well, I used to live out the back of a train line, and all the old diesels, freights used to go past there, and there was a nice long straight bit of track that went next to a big repair yard. The repair yard was an overflow repair yard, so it was hardly ever used. They did use it, but it was hardly ever used. And so what clearly was happening was the driver was able to hand over to the conductor and duck out for a quickie in this nice long straight bit of track. Where you didn't have to touch the speed and you didn't have to do anything. You just had to hit the dead man stick and keep it going. And so we would see these turds tumble out of these old diesel rattlers, hit the tracks and just fucking explode everywhere. And then the water would come down and wash the train. And just don't worry about the shit. It's just sitting on the track.
Actually,
about 100 meters long. Didn't really matter because we were next to the stockyards as well, so you very quickly got used to the smell of poos. Next to the stockyards was the sewage works.
So really, poos. Sorry, Johnny. What were you going to say? Johnny?
I was just going to say my nephew. He's got a job at the moment, cleaning, V-line trains and stuff from running over animals and various other things. He loves it because most of the time he actually just sits on his ass and just reads books. And then occasionally they'll actually get a train in that needs cleaning.
Oh, there you go.
Can you still hear me?
Sorry, what was that? I think I can hear you, Gecko, but I can't see you.
That's weird.
That's weird.
There you
Getting
are.
you back, man.
Hello.
I was like Stella's contribution to the train poos. She's heard stories of in the UK they had to clean tomato plants off the tracks because the people were all pooing out tomato seeds complete with compost, and so tomato plants were growing. That's cool.
In the country,
and
you'd always
Kirsten,
tell.
Helly and hello. She's been freed. She's out of her Sydney quarantine. Yay! It's in hotel prison, and Kirsten's free. Nice.
And the first thing, Kirsten, was that you walked the streets and found they were empty.
That went straight to a
Sydney's
bar
not
right
like
there.
that though. Sydney's actually much more full than here, isn't it? You can still walk the streets at night here, and there's not a fucking soul around. The curfew's off, but because you're supposed to stay at home, there's no reason to go out in the shop.
Yeah.
Saf is joining us. Charlie, can you hear us at all, darling?
No, Charlie looks really
Charlie's still
concerned.
trying to work her controls.
Hey, all.
Hey, Safa, how you doing, buddy?
Can you hear me? Or
Yeah, I can hear you now.
yeah, no audio feedback.
No, it's all good, actually.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
man.
Oh,
Sounds good to me.
I've got trade stories. Like, I just want to
Can't
mention
hear you,
because
Charlie.
I've been on. I was on a trade trip for 25 hours.
20. Where was that?
That's
to?
Wow.
Oh, it's in Siberia. From the city I was born to my dad's place, it's a few provinces, but yeah, they always you have to, like, the station stop for at least sometimes 70 minutes, so you have to go and stand inside the station because the staff get really annoyed at you if you go. Like, yeah, they actually lock the train toilets in Russia, so you can't use them.
In
Oh,
Russia.
right. Right. Yeah,
That's
fair
Russia
enough.
for you.
Even by the
Yeah.
Russia toilet.
Those staff on those
Shit's you.
Trans-Siberian trains are on there for a week.
Yeah, it takes
they're
a
on
week
that
to get from
train
Vladivostok
for a
to
week.
Moscow.
Right, so they get a week on, and they get like 5 days off, and then another week on, and they get like it's like 12-hour shifts. And
My
then they
mom
get
used to
fucking-
work as a train conductor in Soviet times, and she's like 5'5".
Wow.
I bet she took no nonsense.
Wow.
And she had to, because all Russian beds have all Russian trains have beds, and she had to clean the mattresses and the bedding. I don't know how she did it. Like,
Yeah, just soldier on, I guess.
Yeah, you know what
It'd be
this
awkward.
makes me think of? There's the American comedian Bert Kreischer, who calls himself the Machine. He tells the story about getting
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
drunk
remember
with
the machine.
Russian
I'm in the
gang.
machine.
And it's because he could actually keep up with them drinking vodka, and they'd never sort of met a foreigner who could keep up with them, and they called him the Machine, and he was their best friend. And he's saying, this is good. And then when just before the train got to its destination, because these guys were actually criminals, they robbed everyone on the train. They held up.
he's a trip traveling in Russia. Never buy food from the old grandmas selling you stuff. They price it up and rip you off.
Oh no.
And wasn't he on a school trip when that supposedly happened as well?
University, I think, yeah. And so he tells this whole story about working with Russian mobsters.
Testing.
Who do you buy food from on the Trans-Siberian Railway if it's not from the old grandmas?
You have to go in the supermarket, or you have to go in the train stations.
All right, so get your own, basically.
So
Don't buy it on the
food
train.
off the train.
Yeah, they don't have food. They have tea. They sell teacups. It's not like Western trains where they have a cafeteria, but they sell tea. You get like an unlimited amount of tea or coffee if you like that sort of stuff. But for food, you have to bring your own.
Okay. And vodka, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, you have to bring your own vodka too.
Yeah.
And no one's fucking complaining because
No.
you can
If
stay
I-
in your fucking bed and just stay there, dickhead. Now, okay, right. Every cabin has beds in it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's retarded.
Yeah,
Now-
7 days from either side of the country.
You know, wake up. No one's sitting down for that long without getting TBT.
The worst thing I hate is the mobile networks. It's related to your state, so it's not like Australia. In every state in Russia, you have to get a different SIM card, or it's a ripoff.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty
like
good.
it's
Righto.
like country roaming. So if you get a huge phone bill from, say, you bought a SIM card in Moscow and you want to go to the other side of the country, it's like, well, it's not expensive for Aussies, but yeah, it'll be expensive. So yeah, it's stupid.
That's wild. Hey, look, speaking of vodka, this is nothing like vodka, but we found Mrs. Angry's old homemade wines in the garage, and this is probably a 20, 30-year-old plum wine that I'm milk clarifying at the moment. And so it's gone from being very brown to being an almost clear yellow. So I'm very intrigued to what it's going to taste like. I'm probably going to use it as like a cocktail ingredient, but I've got to see what it tastes like. So Charlie's having ongoing technical problems. Gecko,
Charlie's in the end is probably crap.
Yeah, you're having on and off problems too, Gecko.
A little bit here and there.
Yeah, that's all right.
My old housemate, he makes a bit of the old plum wine.
Yes.
And the first time he ever made it, it was really good. Like,
yeah,
he just, I don't know what he did. He smashed it out of the park.
Yeah.
But then after that, it was just absolutely awful. I don't know what he did, how he changed it, or
yeah.
But you know, if you're desperate, I did drink some.
Yeah. Like there's a fun YouTube channel called The Modern Rogue where they play with all sorts of things. And in one episode, they made Pruno prison wine. They followed the classic prison recipe for Pruno. And the video's titled Pruno, the prison wine that can kill you. Because they had to say the whole time, we are going to do it, but don't do it. Okay, don't do it. It's really dangerous, sends you blind, kill you, happens in prison all the time. So we're doing this for fun, but we are definitely not telling you to do it because it's very dangerous. Don't do it. So yes, prison wine is very hit or miss.
It is very hit or miss. One of the it's Long Bay in Brisbane or Sydney.
Long Bay, Sydney.
Long Bay.
It's an apartment complex.
There was a fire broke out in one of the wings. It wasn't purely accidental. It wasn't even a riot or anything. It was an accidental fire. And the prisoners and the guards grabbed fire extinguishers and ran to the fire. And only half of them were working. And they were going, oh, fucking cheap shit. And one of the prisoners, one of the guards threw the extinguisher on the ground in disgust, and it popped apart to reveal that inside was a fully working still. That the prisoners had inserted inside the fire extinguisher, and was burbling away quite happily until it was opened. And a lot of the prisoners were going, oh, fuck, there goes the booze. And they were making Vegemite was the yeast base. They were making the beer and putting it in waterbed mattresses under their beds. Then they were taking that and distilling it in these very slow distillers, in these fucking fire hydrants, they're fire extinguishers, and basically tapping it off and refilling it. And the boys in the know, and of course up the top, were drinking very fine moonshine, thank you very much. And apparently it was pretty nicely done.
Sounds a bit Irish.
Of all of the drugs that they crack down on the hardest in prisons, it's alcohol. Because in Australia, we have a product called Instant Dickhead Just Add Alcohol. And that's why our prisons are full. It's the cause of...
Would that be Bundy by any chance?
That'd be one of them, yeah.
70% of Australia's police money on drugs. No shit. They spend 70% of police money on drugs. 50% of that goes on marijuana, right? And 90% of the 90% because it's gone down because of ICE. 90% of the drug-related crime in Australia is alcohol-related.
Yep.
My flatmate policeman said to me, after a hard day, he'd had a fucking he had a double. So it's a 12-hour shift and a 12-hour shift, and he'd come home fucked. And I said, "Big day, you want a scotch?" And he went, "I do, but I don't. But I need one, so pour it." And I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he said, "Okay, I arrested a man for smoking dope today because he'd gone psychotic." And I've gone, "Oh, that's fucked." And he said, "It was fucked. I had to talk to him for 5 minutes before he calmed down enough for me to cuff him and take him to the hospital where he's recovering nicely. He's hurt no one, and he was just fucking seeing whiskey critters fucking crawling around the place and screaming in terror. That's why we had to take him away." I've arrested over the 24 hours
Gecko.
25
Really?
men for fucking being false piss and bad manners. And he said every night we arrest 10 guys for being drunk. And he said, "What the fuck? It kills."
Yeah.
Alcohol poisoning kills 4 kids a night. Every night in Australia, alcohol poisoning kills 4 kids.
Yeah.
But ecstasy is the big bad drug, which has killed one person every 3 years.
The long-term illnesses from alcohol use kill thousands. What's the weird Microsoft? You've got Windows 2000.
At least it's not Windows ME.
Professional. Look out. It's professional.
Oh, and the book. Are you selling a collector's item here?
Help us, help you.
Gecko, are you?
Don't copy that floppy.
Were you the guy that had all the laser discs a little while ago showing them?
Oh yeah, yes, I have the laser discs.
Yeah. Gecko's,
well done,
Gecko's
sir. Well done.
a recycler, an upcycler, and a laser disc collector. I love it. Dumpster diving.
Laser discs just kind of they've captured my imagination, even though I would never own any, just because. It's a giant record that's analog.
Yeah, it's like an LP, 12 inches of laser goodness.
And that's the weirdest thing about it. It is analog. You would think it's digital, but it's not.
Digital.
It's not.
It looks like a giant
It's
CD,
analog.
but it's analog.
Yeah. It's you have a little reader on it that reads what's on the disc. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and the pictures are so beautifully clear. It's
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story.
4K was a thing.
Yeah, because it was laser discs weren't that compressed. That's why they look so good. DVDs, the stuff was actually more compressed than laser discs, and then the technology improved. So now Blu-ray and 4K is probably better quality than laser discs. But DVDs were actually slightly worse quality than laser discs, but were much more manageable because they're only this big instead of this big.
Oh man, I've got a ton of those bad boys.
Shave on one of those.
The old shavers.
My first shave on one of those. My father presented it to me, and presented to me the dullest blade he could find, and I cut the living fuck out of myself.
Is that an ink cartridge?
You haven't seen one of them in a while.
No, it's not actually.
A long while.
There is nothing
Can
better.
you still refill it?
No,
What's that, Gecko?
This is actually not an ink cartridge. This is one of the 6 print heads in my printer.
Oh, it's a print head.
Wow.
Okay.
There's 6 of these.
Wow.
6 of these in my printer, and each one costs $86.
That's a huge mechanical beast.
Really, I think what's in here is a damper to keep the pressure regulated, but this is the business end. It's about an inch.
Yeah.
It's about an inch long.
Wow.
Is it expensive for one of those?
$86.
So in Australia, that'd be like $200.
I'll check.
Yeah.
Maybe 150. I don't think your money is 2 to 1, is it?
It's not so much the it's just that
we're about
the stuff here.
70 cents to the dollar around that at the moment.
So 3/4.
80 would be 112.
Someone do the math, so I can't do it.
No, I can't. We're doing
$80
okay.
is 112.
Hang on a second. Hey Siri, what's $76 US? Shut up, Siri. I'm talking. Hey Siri, convert $76 US into Australian dollars.
In the bedroom.
$6 is $106.73.
So it's $106.73.
So we're about.
So it costs about $600 for you
on
guys.
shipping, and you've also got to put on tax,
shipping,
out tax, and you've got to put on markup. So yeah, you're talking about $200.
Yeah,
Hey, just to interrupt, can anybody hear frogs in my background?
have you got frogs with
No,
you, son?
Suffer.
Yeah, my mom's place is
Right
like
there near your
surrounded
throat.
by lagoons, so I don't know how the audio feedback is.
No,
You
we're
got
not.
frogs in
no,
your
you're,
throat. I don't hear
okay.
anything.
That reminds me of my old place. I had a pond full of frogs, and
We
my
have two
mum's-
pods in two properties. We're surrounded by two farms, so
oh yeah,
I love frogs.
out of town, well, almost out of town, kind of.
like I didn't have a big property or anything. I was just it was like quarter acre in another before I moved where I am now, and we had a decent sized pond, and my mum's friend, they used to come every year for the Bendigo swap meet because he's a big collector. Like her husband is a big collector of vintage and veteran cars, and they ended up not staying at our place because they couldn't sleep because the frogs used to keep them up at night. And
I'm used
we
to
were
it.
just used
I've
to
lived
it.
at this house for 15 years. It's like the train tracks. We live next to train tracks and frogs, and I'm just used to them.
You don't hear it after a while.
Yeah, exactly.
There's,
yeah.
We lived in a place once, me and my ex-wife, and two doors down there was some hippies who had a duck pond, and there were frogs in it. And every sometime the frogs would go, "Hey, you want to fuck? You want to fuck?" And it used to annoy the
That's
neighbors,
the one.
and they said, "Could you keep the noise from the frogs down?" And they said,
What?
No, they're frogs."
Yeah, pour cyanide in the lake, right?
And no, what happened one night was some prick came in and poured about 4 or 5 liters of sump oil in the pond.
Wait, we can
Killed
hear
a
you.
lot of them.
Sorry, I just want to check how's the technology
Oh, you
working
can
for
hear,
you.
yeah, but I
How far
thought
off
that's
was
coming
I?
out of my phone instead of my headphones, so I need to fix that. It says connected, but I can't.
Oh, you just
can hear you.
froze. Yeah, I can hear you, but you just froze. It's very low frame rate. You using your phone now? Are you?
Are you on mobile or Wi-Fi?
Because for some reason, yeah, I need
I can tell
No,
you.
not working very successfully.
come on.
We have
No,
different
there's an
type of
echo.
frogs, and I can tell the different type of frogs that we have in a pond.
Okay, I'm just trying to work out where that echo is coming from. But yes, technology is giving you a hard time tonight, Charlie. Oh well. I don't think it's.
Now I can't hear anything.
No, I don't think it's going to work.
Damn it.
Don't normally have. Oh well, technology is a thing. Oh, Fox is still in the chat. Oh, we're showing the. What the hell is that, Gecko?
It's a camera.
Oh, it's an old camera. Yeah, it's an old camera.
Oh, what a beauty.
Camera facing a webcam.
Yeah, yeah. My dad had a couple cameras like that for
Try and
portraits.
stream with that one. I'll be very impressed.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the
dad-
delay between StreamYard and YouTube video?
Oh, there's always a lag. It's usually somewhere between 5 and 20 seconds. Sometimes it's longer.
Yeah.
And there's often a real split between YouTube and Facebook as well.
No, I don't use Facebook for video.
But another piece. Ooh, okay, I'll buy. What the hell is that?
Are those CDR? Oh, wow.
CDs on a spindle. Yes, yes.
I've got a spindle of them somewhere.
Oh yeah, I picked that.
I've got
I've seen him before.
I've got one of everything up there.
Yeah.
I got them all except for Blu-rays. I've got Blu-rays. I've got DVD double layers.
Yeah.
Everything else came from the Goodwill store for like $2.
Oh,
Wow.
there's a
No.
computer.
How much hours will that be?
There's a computer store down the road.
$3 Australian almost.
And they had, besides all these bits of things, I noticed he has things like a jazz drive and a zip drive up on the shelf. I was like, Charlie's trying again.
Really?
Charlie, is it working for you now?
And now it's gone.
We
Go,
continue.
just darling, go.
I think my headphones are acting up.
No, we can hear you.
don't know.
We can hear
babe.
you. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Yeah, because I keep being unable to hear anyone. I might have to switch to different
It's a hard
headphones.
drive.
What? Oh,
Nope.
that's a hard drive.
Is that a hard drive?
Hard drive?
Very annoying.
How many?
I'll be back.
DVD drive?
Is that gigs or?
Is it a CD drive?
All
Hey,
120.
I-
120.
Oh,
I'm
Shannon.
going to build myself.
Shannon, why do you always join from? Oh, that's right. We had this discussion. We can't work out why we can't see you on Facebook, on YouTube.
Facebook
Anyway.
is evil.
Hey, Safa, mate.
Shannon wants to join us for the
I'm-
last 10 minutes.
I'm going to build myself a new computer soon, and it's definitely going to have an optical drive.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I still love my physical media.
I got
Yeah.
a new laptop, and the laptops don't do disk drives anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's-
yeah. I hate that.
Grasshopper.
Hey guys,
Hey, Ari.
Gecko,
This-
is
it
that a
is the
server
man
you
show
have there?
tonight.
Gecko, that is some
Wow.
really cool old school tech. That is a
That's not
Blu-ray
true.
reader / DVD writer.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's an antique, right?
Before you had up an
No,
IDE
for
drive.
Oh, wow.
And no optical
Is
drives
Gecko
there.
data mining credit?
Ooh,
Yeah,
gotta-
are you doing cryptocurrency
just-
mining? Is that right?
What the
We're
fuck?
just talking. We're talking old school retro tech. There is that a Z87 board, Gecko?
Grasshopper knows more than me in this department.
I build these things for a living.
Yeah.
And look,
All
I
right,
even
gotta
have
go,
the RAM
guys.
installed
My
correctly.
Hear
battery's on
anyone?
1%.
I even have the RAM installed correctly.
Cheers.
Isn't that awesome?
We can hear
I
you,
know I
Charlie.
can.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know
Yeah, we
it's
can hear
old
you,
tech
Charlie.
now because it doesn't have RGB all over it.
Yeah, there's no RGB, so therefore it's not worth it.
What,
So
what,
Charlie,
what, do
say
you, what do you
something to
think
us,
these are here?
They're both
VGA
serial
cables.
Yeah,
VGA
they're
DVR.
Absolutely. No, they're serial cables.
Damn, that's even taller for me.
Oh,
What
my
on-
God. I haven't connected
on
with
earth-
the buttons in
What on
years.
earth do you run off a serial cable these days?
Printers,
Well, I've got there was a printer. It
80s
was a-
printers.
No, it was actually a credit card printer. What else? I've got the Raspberry Pi or whatever.
Leaf
Can we
roast.
just go quickly back to the credit card printer?
Yeah, yeah.
We seem to walk across that very easily.
And you're freely admitting to this on stream.
Don't incriminate yourself, Gecko.
It's just maybe Gecko and I need to speak privately. Income stream.
There's not a lot of
Would work
people
for
still
me.
rocking that kind of retro tech, Gecko. I give you full credit on that one.
Actually, I don't have that printer anymore. It didn't work. We tore it down, and I sold the
There's a house.
drive motors to a local electronics store.
Okay. Yeah.
Am I hearing an American accent there, Gecko?
Yeah,
For some reason.
you are.
You're in,
It's
like,
not
are you-
working. I
Are you
can't.
currently in the States or are you an
Can't hear
expat over here in
anyone.
Australia?
Bugger.
No,
Charlie, we can
I
hear
live
you
near
just
Houston.
fine.
Oh, you're in Houston.
Yeah, Houston.
yeah,
Hellhole.
you must have missed
I
I'm
me.
wanna
gonna have
get
to
outta
leave
here.
because it's just not working.
All right.
Another
I wish I
thing-
could help you, Charlie.
Bugger.
Oh well, another day for Charlie. That's weird.
Hey, Gecko, what do you think about the presidential showcase today?
Oh God, I know. I watched that live. Don't watch it. Oh my God, don't watch it.
I was watching it, waiting to see my doctor, and
can we please let the local speak? He's my pals.
Sorry, go ahead, Gecko.
This is probably the longest I've actually listened to Trump, or as I like to call him, the Angry Orange. It was like everybody says, a shit show.
Yep.
Yeah, someone
And
actually.
He can't shut his mouth. He can't let. You know, I'm actually surprised he didn't turn around and walk away like he does everywhere else when people ask him the hard questions.
That was the only thing that was missing from his behavior of a petulant fucking schoolchild was for him to get up and walk away.
Does he?
It's impossible. He couldn't.
He does.
Yes, he did it yesterday or
It's
the
a
day
classic.
before when the reporters started asking him about the tax returns that have finally been leaked.
Yes. Yeah.
I wonder who leaked those.
And it shows he's 400 grand in the hole. He's got no
Yeah,
fucking money whatsoever.
He's
not a multi-billionaire.
He
I
owes
mean, whether or
not money to Russian oligarchs.
Look, I mean, regardless if he's as rich as he is, or that he says he is or not, at the end of the day, he said that he has always maintained that he's paid his fair share of taxes. And
The thing is,
point blank, he absolutely has.
He is not. Yeah, no, he's taken
Of
other
course he
people's
hasn't.
money and paid with that.
Of
Or
course.
he's what? Actually, he's
Russian
not paid.
oligarchs.
He's lost everybody else's money so that he doesn't have to pay it.
Yes.
100%.
That's what he
100%.
does. He is a scam artist par excellence.
He gets people to give him money, then he blows it all.
Become president.
I don't know if
he
US
is
will
just
survive another 4 years of Trump.
As a criminal.
Hey, Suffer, they got through 8 years of Bush, mate.
Which Bush?
Yeah.
Junior.
Yeah, the second one was honestly better than what we've had to deal with.
You think that George Bush Jr. was better than Trump?
No, he was evil. He was evil.
Oh, no.
Bush
It was an honest
At
question
least,
to Gecko.
at least Bush actually had an idea of what he was doing. He didn't actively try to embarrass us.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Yeah, Bush had better manners. That's what you
Was
say.
Bush just a drunk Texan?
Okay, so I was watching part of the debate before I went to my doctor. I get into my doctor and I said, "Oh man, why did you have to call me in? I really wanted to watch the debate." And
No,
like,
you know, the debate's going to like give you an ulcer, right? I mean,
and my doctor goes, "Oh, don't worry about that. Like, you know, Trump, he's crazy. Like, you know, the previous U.S. presidents, they've been crazy, but you know, they've kept it underlined. Like, you know, they don't show it, but Trump, he shows it.
Trump
And-
doesn't care.
Crazy.
he says the things that you're not supposed to say out loud.
But
Yeah,
I actually I missed the best part because I got home and I talked to
Shut
Mum
up, you
about it.
idiot.
No, will you shut up, man?
Yeah.
That's what I called the stream. Will you shut up, man? Because
Oh, that was you. I thought that was
Why did you
StreamYard
accept
put
that?
that in there.
And I just missed them just screaming over each other, which what I was waiting for.
It actually happened a lot at the start, but later on it kind of evened out.
Wasn't that in your time zone, Gecko? Isn't Ohio like above Texas from my geography? What time did it start in your time?
What time did it start? 8 p.m. Eastern, so it started at 7 p.m. Officially, it's, you know, the main start was 7 p.m. my time, but they didn't start yelling at each other and show up on stage until about 10 past 8 p.m. I think, my time.
It was
I've
11
got-
a.m. here, I think.
I've got a couple of small questions about the American electoral system, if you don't mind,
It's
Gecko.
messed up.
Of course.
I've gotten some conflicting reports. So when you register to vote, do you need to register as a Democrat or as a Republican when you register to vote?
Each state has its own rules. In Texas, you tell them you're going to register as a Democrat or a Republican or independent, and they will send you a ballot that has the items you want on it.
Yeah.
So
It's weird.
To clarify, Grasshopper, you cannot vote in the primary unless you're registered for that political party. Like, Republicans can't gang up and vote for a shitty Democrat for the Democratic nomination. Only registered Democrats can vote for a Democratic presidential candidate. Only registered Republicans can vote in the primaries for president.
Oh,
But
as
in
the leader of that party.
In the general election, anyone can vote for anyone.
That's
Right.
right.
Actually, to be honest,
For the party leader.
All right.
to be honest, this will be the first general election I will be voting in. In the primary, like Angry said, when I register as a Democrat and they give me the ballot, I go to the location and vote. They give me the people or options that are Democrat on the thing. So if I want to choose Biden or Sanders, but Trump won't be on that list.
Because he's not a Democrat.
No, I get it now. Yeah. Thank you for that, Angry and Gecko. Thank you.
What do you think about our system, Gecko?
I actually don't know how your system works.
And I don't have time to explain because I'm going to bed. Because it's bed.
Gecko, if you hang around, I could explain that too if you like, mate.
Oh, actually, yeah, you guys can.
Yeah, we'll very well. See you.
Yeah.
I'll
going to bed. So
Good night,
bye
Angry.
everyone in the
Night,
chat.
Angry.
See you again another time. Bye for now.